What is going on, Adventure Nation? We've had a few people asking us about what's going on down here in Mexico, so we know there are probably more people that are wondering that as well. So we thought we'd do a quick video and talk about that. What we'll do is we'll put a title up with one of the questions, and then we'll answer that question. So, First question we're going to answer is, what is going on with the property in Mexico?
And I think that's a question for me.
That's a question for you, because Lorena is finalizing the plans on the casita and the bodega, so she can talk about that.
We are literally final stages with the architect just to get all the plans out, and we now have the electrical, hydraulics, and we have all that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of like, you're really going through them very carefully just to make sure every single little detail is right. But we're about DM with that, and right now I'm meeting with some builders to see if we can do something quick. We're not talking about the big house, but like the bodega, the storage room, basically the storage area, quick. So I think that's about it. So let's tell us of the property.
Yeah, and just some people are wondering about building prices and stuff down here, and building isn't much cheaper in Los Barillas than it is in a lot of the United States.
I guess depending where part of the world or the US you're from, because I know there's some areas maybe it's extremely expensive and other ones it's not. But for Mexico standards, it's very expensive to build here, because part of it is that we live almost like in an island.
Yeah,
I think Paul has
we
mentioned
call it
that
the
before.
island.
Because everything has to be ferry in or truck in, and most likely it's ferry in. Not too many trucks really coming south.
Right. We're 1,000 miles south of San Diego on a really thin, narrow road. So most goods and well, not services, but most goods come across from the mainland on a ferry or come in off of a boat off the ocean. So
right now, for something basic, we're talking basic, like the bodega, for example, they're charging 100 square foot. And for houses are like 125 and up. Like that's the bare minimum.
And I would say probably even closer to 200.
Yeah, everybody I think right now that I have talked to, they're on the 150 right now. Like, and that's just with basics.
That's basic stuff.
Yeah, if you want to go high end stuff and like stone countertop stuff like that, it just goes higher and higher and higher. Yeah.
And one of the reasons is, again, there's just so many U.S. citizens that live in this area of the country, and Baja specifically, it just drives prices of all goods and services up. Not just houses, just like groceries and everything.
When we purchased the lot, I asked how much was a square foot from people that were building at the time, and from architects that actually I met and I talked to, and real estate agents too, and they were between 60 and the very high end 100. That was a very high end, and now it's like that's your very, very base price point.
Right. And I remember how surprised your mom was when she first moved here. The difference in pricing from where she was in Juarez, Mexico to here, how much more expensive it is. And that's literally right across the border.
And that's everything. It's not only the houses, but just cost of goods. Groceries are more expensive. Buying a car here is more expensive. Everything here is more expensive because of that.
Yeah, everything. The next question. Are you moving to Mexico? And we don't really plan to live here full time.
No, I don't think that's the goal ever and ever, to live here full time. We've been full time now here.
Yeah, we've been here since November 2022.
Year and a half, going to 2 years at this point. Well, first year we knew it was going to happen. We were coming all this way down. We wanted to be here a summer and see what's going on. And it's like, but the goal is not to stay here. The goal is to go up north for the summer, spend summers traveling. Not even up north, even if we want to go somewhere else in the world. Go and travel on the summer and then come down here in the winter. So that's our future goal. But we're not even there yet.
It's a really fun winter spot, especially for me with the kiting. So it's a great winter spot, but there are certain things that we miss from the United States, especially Lorena. You seem to miss more than even I do.
I know. It's like I love the life in both worlds. Like I really do. So when I have too much of one or the other, I crave the other one, right? It's like we've been here already for so long, and not only in Mexico, but small town Mexico, that if you really want something from Home Depot, or you want to go specialty shopping, you have to drive an hour and a half to get to it. In a big city, obviously that doesn't happen. If we were in big city Mexico, probably I would not feel this way, but I think at this point I'm craving more hustle and bustle. And every expat that you talk to them here, they're gonna tell you the same thing. They lack or they miss accessibility to shopping needs, from Home Depot, Lowe's to, I don't know, Ace Hardware stores, or even clothing and bed sheets and stuff like that.
I will admit that, like, just your mom, Lori's mom, needs this little roller closer on her screen door, and I've looked, well, you know, everywhere that I know of anyway, and I can't find it down here. And yet I know I can go online, and I was looking earlier, and I can find that easily online, or I could walk into many stores in the US and be able to find that in the US. And down here, Home Depot doesn't have it, Walmart doesn't have it. Of course, there's no such thing as Targets or any of that kind of stuff. There is some of that stuff where those little things that, you know, you could just go spend a few minutes in a store in the US and find, you just can't find it down here.
And I think when we get to that point that it's like a part-time and part-time, we're gonna have the best of both worlds.
Yes.
I think I'll be good with that.
Yeah. All right, so I guess what goes along with that question would be, are you going back to the United States? And yes.
What do you think, Ozzy? Are we going back?
Ozzy, you want to answer this one? The short answer is yes. We've been discussing where we want to wind up in the U.S. and if we want to put roots down somewhere.
That has been a big conversation lately.
It's been a conversation for a long time, but lately, yes.
We want to start having something up north somewhere that it's nice in the summertime. That's the thing. It's nice here, down here in the wintertime, so we need more like a summer home. But where is that summer home? There's so many cool places, so many, so I don't know. Our criteria is very, I don't know, outdoorsy, cool, but not too busy, but busy enough. It's just kind of like
and we still like to travel. So, you know, if we settle down there in the summer, do we just stay there for the summer, or do we, you know, do we travel for the summer like we talked about earlier, and then travel down here in the winter? We have all these different things. So we'd love to hear from you guys in the comments.
Yeah, it's like, do you have a favorite summer spot that you like to go, or you live in one of those places that has it all, right? You can just do outdoorsy stuff, and you have the shopping, and you have all these things. It's like, let us know. It's like,
I think we love being near water. We know that, but of course we love hiking too. We love hiking, so we like the whole mountain thing. We like being near the water because we like the whole boating and kayaking and paddleboarding. It
doesn't have to be like the
lake.
Tahoe, right?
Tahoe was a great spot. Yeah,
but something like that not necessarily is Tahoe or the cost of living in Tahoe. So we were talking about that the other day. Where else in the U.S. we will have a summer home? So if you have any ideas, suggestions, let us know.
Yes, that would be amazing. And please keep politics out of that. Just a place where you like to go. We don't care about the politics in that area.
Yeah, we don't care about, like, not this state because it's this,
because
or
of
not
this
that
or
city
this.
because of that.
We're not worried about that stuff. So just a good spot that you feel has some really cool aspects, some cool things to do in the summer. So that would be amazing. All right, the next question we get: what are you doing with the channel moving forward?
That's a question for you.
That is a question with me, and I've got. Don't keep looking down here because I have my cheater notes, because if I don't have cheater notes, I will go on for days, and you guys know that. So I've got some cheater notes here. So if we're traveling, obviously we're going to shoot that video. I love doing it still. I still love shooting and sharing some of those spots. If we have any fun thing going on here, we'll share that as well. I just haven't felt like we've had too much stuff going on. Of course, we've popped a few extra videos out here lately, so we have had some of that stuff.
Like, we have focused on the property and doing little things here, and a lot of those things are little things, so it's not like things that we can show you like, oh my god, look, like the before and after, how it looks.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're driving a stake in the ground because we want to see where this is going to go, or stuff, and to pick the camera up just for that split second to do that sort of thing just isn't fun for me, and I don't think it would be fun for you guys. So we don't worry about that. There goes Ozzy knocking the camera down. All right, is the camera good? We're good. What we've been getting asked a lot, now he's just going to tear the place apart in the background. Just like, you're not going to record. People are going to hear me roar. Behave, buddy. So I've been getting asked a lot in the last couple of years, and I don't know what it is. A lot of it is just, you know, RVing has become so popular in the last at least 2, 3, 4 years. Been
since
super,
COVID,
super,
I think.
Since COVID got really, really popular. I've had a lot of people asking me about solar. It's literally the first question I get is like, you know, I want to upgrade my batteries, I want to upgrade my inverter, or I want to do this, I want to do that. How do I do that? And do you recommend solar? What do you recommend for solar? And I get those questions a lot. So moving forward, while we're here and while we're stationary, it actually makes it easier for me to do that stuff when we're stationary. Once I start traveling, then I won't be able to think about getting all of this stuff on video. So I'm going to start doing a series on RV electrical system upgrades, and specifically really RV solar, because all of that stuff is interconnected. Though it's going to be partial electrical. We'll do some basic stuff for those of you who are maybe just getting into RVing and you want to know the basics of RV electrical, up to some of the more advanced stuff like, you know, how much solar. And I see the question is, can solar run RV AC?
Number one question.
The number one question, and we'll get to that in another video because it's really annoying to me. And we'll get to that in an upcoming video, but I'm going to do a whole entire series on all of that. That's what we're going to do on the channel. All right, and what kind of goes along with that, but is kind of a separate question on its own, is what would you be interested in seeing while we're still down here?
And that's the thing, is like we don't have, we live in a small town, so it's not like there is that much thing to show.
Just sitting here watching the huge amounts of traffic go by. Here in Los Barillas.
Unless it's over and over again, but we still go to the cities close to us and we still do things, leisure things. We go to the beaches, we go snorkeling, we go to the closest city, and we go to restaurants. So are you interested in seeing stuff like that we can show you, or do you want to see something about like where we shop, or we go to the hardware store, or what we do on a daily basis? Are you interested in other things of life down here? So if that's the case, you can always let us know, and we will get ideas of like what is that you guys want to know about us or down here.
We talked about doing some stuff on all-inclusive hotels, or some hotels. That would be kind of fun, actually.
I know, they're fun.
Yeah, so we could do something like that, maybe just about, you know, local beaches, some of the local beach spots. And, you know, snorkeling is always fun, but and we do show some of that in our videos. But yeah, just what would you guys like to see while we're still down
more
here?
Like touristing or more like daily life?
Yeah.
What you're interested on?
Another question we've got, because we've mentioned it in a few videos, is what is going on with Ozzy?
Poor little Aussie.
So it was probably going on a year ago now,
It
right?
was literally, not joking, literally Mother's Day.
Of last year.
Of last
2023.
year. So it has been a little bit over a year ago. But Ozzy went out on, he loves going out on the property and just looking around, walking around, chasing everything that he can chase. And there is this one time he was not coming back. He wasn't coming back. And all of a sudden I hear a noise and I open the door and he's literally dragging himself with the two front paws, like dragging the back tail. So at that point we grabbed him and took him, rushed him to the vet.
We initially thought that he maybe got bit by a scorpion or a snake or something.
Yeah, and it was like awful because it was Mother's Day. Everybody's celebrating. Everybody's out. So one of the two vets here is like, check him out. Actually came out from his party, check him out, gave him some medication because he had high fever and everything. Couldn't find any bites or anything. And then we went to the more bigger hospital here, Dr. Gretel.
This happened at like 8 o'clock at night.
Like, I think even later, probably, yeah, 9, 10, something like that. You know, well, I think the emergencies are always late at night and always on holidays or always on weekends and stuff like that. It just goes that way. So anyway, the next day we took it to the big hospital. They took x-rays thinking there was a dislocated back maybe. It wasn't that. Now, they did a lab test to see if it was parasites.
Well, the next day after that, they suggested we get a CT scan.
Yeah, we got him a CT scan. That actually I have a picture of that. Because there's no pet CT scans here in Cabo, so they have to literally sneak them. Once like people hours, that they go and get CT scans, they bring the little pets and put them into a
person's clinic.
Yeah, clinic, and they put them and they do their CT scans. But there was no blockage on the arteries or veins. That is what they thought might have been too. So it's like there was nothing. So the only thing that they could come up with was some neurological problem. but we don't know what, because that's also like a symptom of something, but we don't know what caused it. They did a lot of lab tests, they did a lot of things.
They did blood tests
and nothing
X-rays
really came up. He's like, and the only thing that it was not done that they told us that it will have help, but there's nothing around here. It was an MRI. It's like just to see everything. But since then he has recovered. He can walk, he can semi-run, stuff like that, but one leg, his right back leg is
he has not recovered 100%.
Yeah, it's like that back leg, he has like a 20% movement. I would say 20-30%. It's like he literally has learned to live with how to spin it and support a little bit of weight, but not use it at all. So that has been pretty much 6 months. He was able to be okay walking and everything, and now he's going up the stairs, down the stairs. He chases birds, but he doesn't use that leg. He only supports his weight a little bit in the leg, but he doesn't use that leg. So that's what has happened with Ozzy.
Poor little dude. We thought maybe he had a stroke, and that, I mean, that's still, I guess, a possibility. We just don't know. It just started to get into the point where it was going to be crazy amounts of money to keep doing more tests and more tests and more tests and more tests and more tests.
Traveling. At that point, I was traveling because it was the MRI. That is what they told me was the one next step up, basically, for them to know what was going on everywhere. It was just there is not around. So it was travel with him with that, and he was very weak back then to do that. So they even told me not to do that. It's like because he couldn't handle it. But he's good now. He's having a good life. He's
heavily medicated.
Oh yeah, he now has a monthly shot, a monthly pain shot that he gets, because he also has pain. That's the one thing. I don't know if you saw him, I'm patting him. It's like once in a while. It's like it's because he has pain and he feels relief from the pain from that. So we don't really know what's going on. We're trying just to manage what he has, and he has adapted to his life how it is. And I think that's animals as a whole. They just adapt, right? It's like,
and he's kind of getting a checkup once a month when he gets his pain meds once a month. He's getting more medical than I am.
It's true. He has better medical. But because of the whole leg that he cannot use, also his whole back and everything has a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a weird hitch in it.
Shifted, like his column and everything. Now he has like a little hump and everything. So yeah.
He walks kind of crooked and stuff. So kind of sad. But he's doing all right. He's still chasing birds and lizards. So. Chasing birds and lizards, and he still seems to be happy. He loves, every now and then he'll run around in the RV the best he can. The one thing that he does, and sometimes he trips, but the one thing he does now that he didn't do before is I sleep on the side of the bed that's facing the front. So he used to come in and just jump, and he would almost be able to jump over me, but now he kind of jumps part way and just grabs into whatever's there,
himself up,
which happens to be my leg most of the time. So in the middle of the night, I'm waking up with some expletives that then wakes Lori up, and she's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I'm like, I look down and my leg's bleeding. Yeah, it's a mess. Now he doesn't do it to me all the time. We've kind of trained him now to try to go around the front of the bed and climb up.
Extra step.
We put extra steps up,
And other man where he can go in between before going on the bed, but he still sometimes refuses to use it.
Yeah, and then if he doesn't gouge me, then sometimes he jumps up and gouges Lori's feet because she knows I'm going to yell at him.
Yeah, I don't yell. Some of us is like we just take it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No, but also he doesn't have too much control of his clothes now.
No, he just there's something he does. He never used to claw us. Like he would sit beside us and just put his hand on you, but now when he puts his hand on you, his claws are out and just digs them into you.
Like I'm fully scratched everywhere now.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting to say the least. But yeah, that's the deal with Ozzy.
Yeah, so but we're on pain management. He's good. He's happy camper. He's 11 years old, so he's not like super old, but he's not a young man anymore. So we're doing our best, and he's doing his best too. He's having a good life. He's still going out and walking and doing his thing. Yep. That was Ozzy's update.
That's it. That's all we've got for this one. We just want to do a little quick update with you guys and just let you know what's going on and kind of keep you guys in the loop. We know some of you guys are just always curious on what's happening on and around our lives, and we like sharing. So
sometimes oversharing.
Yeah, and I guess sometimes we don't like sharing. Just depends on what's going on in our life at the time. But we want to thank everyone for your continued support. It is absolutely amazing that even after all this time, we started this in early 2016 was when the stupid video started, where I had the calendar up behind me. The unrealistic expectation calendar. We are now at, where's my pen? Day 1. It's Saturday, July 2nd. We now have 63 days left before we move into the RV. So Lorraine and I have some stuff we have to get done today, so come along for the ride. I have no idea how we're going to do this. We could do a segment on that. Unreal expectations. And then I could do the whole calendar thing again. That was one of the things
he still has a lot of those.
Yeah, Kevin used to love watching me cross things off because I wasn't getting anything done, so maybe we could do that again. I could have done that with the building of the house and the property and all that. I could have done the unreal expectations with that. So many of you guys have been there since the very, very beginning, and we truly appreciate your support. And for those of you guys who have just come on in the last little while, we appreciate your support as well. We've had a lot of people that I had posted about paulandlorena.com/Amazon and starting your shopping there to help support the channel. And that has been absolutely amazing. You guys are incredible. So we really, really appreciate you guys doing that sort of thing. What else?
That's it. No,
that's it.
I was just looking on the camera. It's like, you've been too long in Mexico when you have a Mexican blanket now on your couch.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got Mexican blankets. We've got Mexican blankets on this chair, on the outside chairs. We've got those. We've got them everywhere. They're really, really great.
It's more an easy put in the washer and then get it out.
You just can't not be in the picture, can ya? Look.
I know. He's like, I'm getting in the picture whether you like it or not.